Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Now I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. Just kidding, we've got no bad news. Dokkan's on fire, boy! Bad news, you crazy? You thought it was 2023, huh? No, we're looking good. We're looking pretty good. Okay, so we get easy exchange Majin Buu. I mean, there's some hiccups here and there, but I consider them a very good easy ATUR, an incredibly powerful option for the Fat Majin Buu and the Majin Power team and stuff like that. Really good EZA. We've had a ton of good EZAs this year. Kefla is very good. Int Gotenks very good. The super EZAs are very good. Now, it appears as though we may have more, I think, coming. Potentially during this celebration. So, as we could take a look right here, I'm about to go in-game for a second, just to show that it's conceivable this doesn't mean anything. But remember, Golden Week does last until the end of the month. So, this week right here is Tech Exchange Majin Buu's EZA. This week, essentially, is Tech Ultimate Gohan's EZA. This week right here is going to be the Part 2 LR. This is an open week. So, I mean, they easily could end this celebration with EZA Int LR, or not LR, but the EZA Int Super Saiyan 2 Goku and the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, right? Which is the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Majin Vegeta Dual Dokkan Fest. I think we potentially could see that. So, looks like there's several open slots for EZA TURs. Now, right here is exactly, where I could show this. So, if we go here, and it relates to what we're seeing on screen right there. But each EZA, right? Oh, I've got my, I did actually grind this earlier. I already got my 77 title. Perfect, we're good there. So just because, okay, so look at this, right? So the most recent EZA is obviously, Exchange Majin Buu, but Buu Tanks and STR Vegito are right there. For Global, it does make sense, but on JP, they came out months ago, right? Well, I guess exactly about 2 months ago. Then there's Gotenks, Bardock, and then there's Blue Kaioken and Evolution Blue Vegeta. I mean, they were early February, and then, of course, then there's STR Super Vegeta, who was during Saiyan Day. So, as you could see, a lot of times they do kind of jump out of order, right? It's not always just, one-to-one, the order that they make the EZA and then the next EZA comes out or something like that. So I did just want to kind of make that point, right? So if we go and hit back right here, Proton made an additional tweet. So there's, empty EZA TUR slots, and then there's an empty EZA. There's one EZA, Extreme Z Battle ID missing. So there could either be a Buu Saga EZA or a Destined Rivals, which could be the Int Super Saiyan 2 Goku and the Tech Majin Vegeta. They could just do it as kind of one EZA. Or they could do an EZA that would have a bunch of characters, right? Maybe, Buu Piccolo, Deborah, Super Saiyan Gray Saiyaman, various characters like that to round out the Majin Buu Saga team, which I think could be pretty good. So I would still say if we're going to get an additional major EZA, this would make a ton of sense. Tech Ultimate Gohan, I mean, he doesn't synergize the greatest, I'm thinking, with Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? I think Tech Ultimate Gohan will probably work better on Fat Buu's team, but Tech Gohan, his true potential, believe it or not, we're not going to see right away. This is going to sound like a joke, but what we really could use for Tech Ultimate Gohan would be a crazy... Again, I'm serious. Don't laugh. But we need a strong base form Goku, dude. This is why it was so asinine that they spammed base form Gokus the way they did. It was really stupid. The way they did Super Saiyan 3 Gokus this year was fine, but the way they did the base Gokus in 2023 was ridiculously dumb. Because we could use a base Goku right now who would link well, who could lead Earthbred fighters. We need that, right? They should have thought of spreading those out throughout the years and not just 3 in 4 months or whatever the hell they did. So we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Majin Vegeta. Both of these guys I think would really benefit Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku. The way his team is constructed too, where you have potentially some of the super EZAs and stuff like that, orbs and ki are not really a problem. So I think it could be very realistic that we could, you know, save our orbs for Super Saiyan 3 Goku or for Majin Vegeta, right? We could easily save our orbs for these characters. So I think that's a really, really huge thing to consider with these two. I think that this would be a very fun EZA or pair of EZAs because these guys buff. I mean, between the two of them, they're buffing a massive amount of categories in the game, right? Really small niche categories, weak categories, you know, buffs for like Corroded Body and Mind and stuff like that. These could be nice. I would love to see these two EZA. I do think Kid Buu could get a super EZA still. Now, this is not really related, I guess, to what we're looking at with what Proton is showing us here, because this is not LRs. So I did pull them up right here, but like it's not going to be for this guy, right? It wouldn't be for Super EZA Kid Buu. This would be new EZA TURs, is what Proton is pointing out. Wait, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Oh! So it's in between these two, which would be Buu Saga character in between those two. Because we went from Fat Majin Buu and Gotenks. Kefla was the next Dokkan Fest. And then the next Dokkan Fest was Blue Kaioken Evolution Blue Vegeta. And then the next Dokkan Fest was Tech Ultimate Gohan. So there wasn't a Buu Saga character. Although here, I mean, this guy, yeah, I guess there's no way to really tell. But that's what it is. There's one in between these two. And judging by this line of Buu Saga characters, very likely going to be a Buu Saga EZA. So maybe Videl. I don't think so. We were thinking it could be Videl because of the fact that the Videl event was returning, which, you know, there was no world tournament scheduled, so it was very mysterious. But the reason it appears to be returning is part of this, the Buu and Babidi LR legendary campaign. This is the reason that event is returning. So I don't, like, there's no hints. Videl could EZA, but there's not a hint, right? Like, we figured out Tech Gohan was coming because there was kind of like a clue or a hint. Deborah, I think, could be a nice EZA right here because bam. I mean, they give Deborah, you know, a little bit of defensive mechanics. He's a support and he's stacking. I mean, you could maybe give him, maybe if it's a full Majin Buu Saga team, he gets 50% damage reduction, something, right? That could be pretty good. So you could run him and Babidi and Deborah on a team, you know, on like Fat Buu's variant of the team, and that could work, I think, pretty damn good. I think Deborah would be an awesome EZA character. By the way, I would say this. I mean, his teams are not the greatest, but I would not be mad with Dokkan Fest Deborah. I think that they easily could introduce... They always freaking do bosses. Would Deborah be on a Z bosses category? I would say no. But maybe they could. I mean, that's what they could do, right? Those are two fun categories that could show up that would be, again, fun. Z bosses and Z heroes. Maybe Sworn Enemies has a little bit of overlap with Z bosses, but who cares, man? Who gives a shit? I mean, they could just put Deborah on Z bosses. The fact that they made it not, like, it's like that, you know, Superhero or GT Heroes covers like every superclass character basically, but then the dumbass variants of it is just bosses. So like all the little like minion villains just are not on it, which is so dumb. But Deborah could be good. Super Saiyan Great Saiyaman could also be good. Another Majin Buu Saga support type character. Like these two in particular, these guys would be good right now. I mean, I guess they could easily like, so Gohan could do that, plus maybe it's Majin Buu Saga and Hybrid Saiyans that he supports for 2 ki and 30% stats or something like that, right? Like, that's definitely the way they could do it. But these guys, again, like right now, the Buu Saga team is good right now. So these two right here would specifically be good right now. And, I mean, another thing to point out is that Defenders of Justice is actually starting to look like a very intriguing team, by the way. Looks pretty good. So this guy would be cool. He does share 4 links with Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's pretty good. So, like, these guys as part of, like, an EZA, I think would be cool. Then, of course, we have these two. So these are the sub EZAs for Super Saiyan 3 Goku right here, and then for the Tech Majin Vegeta right there. And then these ones are, this is the band unit for STR Vegito, and then this is the band unit for the LR Bootanks. Tien, I mean, Tien is a Chad next to Tech Ultimate Gohan, by the way. They're going to have Cold Judgment. Boom. Look at that. See that number right there? See that number right there? And then Buddy is also dropping 50% defense. You know, you just tack 2 key onto that right there. Boom, we're good. You know, this feels like a character that they would potentially give dodge to. Toss 70% dodge on him. He's debuffing. He's got a stun. He could be supporting. This could be a great EZA character. Again, who would be perfect right now to buff the Buu Saga for the Buu Saga support. Not later when he might not matter. Right? Like, now is the time. These 4 would be great right now. This, of all the characters we looked at, though, this could be the most impactful one. This guy would be a killer on the Majin Power team. I mean, boom, another healer. You buff this up to 70% right there. He's, you know, give him key on this support right there. You know, maybe let him stack or something right there. Bam. Buu Piccolo could be nuts, man. I would love to see Buu Piccolo get an EZA. This guy I'm really rooting for. I think this guy could be crazy. And this is one of those characters, too, where it's like, you know, if they fumble an EZA for... Who's the character? Actually, I think base Bardock. The Bardock. The base Bardock who got an EZA last month. You know, at this point, I think it's very safe to just call his ass a fumble, right? This guy right here. But, like, whatever. We're going to get another good base Bardock. Like, it's Bardock. Bardock is a popular character. We're going to get another base form Bardock. It's not a big deal, right? Like, we could live with Bardock being the fumble and not like it. Could you imagine if Exchange Majin Buu sucked? It'd be terrible. It would hurt this team so much. So I'll take Bardock being, you know, a loser. Doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things. But, you know, Buu Piccolo, when is Buu Piccolo getting another unit? Like, do we think Dokkan Fest Buu Piccolo is coming? I don't. So, it could, but, you know, you get the point I'm making right there. So I'd love to see this guy get an EZA. Then we have, oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, these guys could as well. This is the band unit for Tech Ultimate Gohan. I don't know if these guys are necessarily, like, the greatest Buu Saga unit, but they would be very good with their toolkit. They have the instant transformation. They're healing. They've got dodging. They have stunning. They have debuffing. Stunning, of course, is once you go into Kabito Kai right here. But this could be a fun character. But again, I don't know. Maybe this one doesn't really need the EZA right now, right? Then there's these two. I mean, if they really wanted to go crazy, they could EZA these guys. We are missing a good Kid Buu. So, I mean, if they want to do... I think we will get a Super EZA at some point in May for this celebration. We'll see who it's going to be. I think Physical Kid Buu, who is right here, right? I think Physical Kid Buu... Wait, no, he's over here. Physical Kid Buu, to me, as the Super EZA would make a ton of sense. But it would be pretty fire if they EZA'd these guys. I don't think it's likely, but, I mean, it certainly would be crazy. I mean, STR Kid... I mean, you want to talk about Global having no trouble whatsoever with Supreme Battle Spectacle Beast. This guy EZAs, and it's just literally nothing. It's absolutely, like, no challenge. Nothing at all. So, that's pretty good. And then, of course, we have that as well. So then we have the Angel Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta right here. This guy's probably coming up on an EZA again. He was released, you know, we went Tech Ultimate Gohan, then right into Vegito and Buhan, and then to this guy. So, I mean, we could see this guy's EZA coming up sooner or later. I guess, I mean, now is when we would want it, because he does want that Buu Saga Goku. Yeah, that restriction and then the unit super and stuff like that does hurt him on some of the teams. But, like, I mean, you could pair them up on, like, Mastered Evolution right now. You know, Bond of Parent and Child. Yeah, this guy would be nice. I mean, this isn't what Proton was pointing to. Right, again, he's pointing to a... Well, no, actually... I guess it could just be an LR, actually. So these are... But I mean, okay. So these are missing EZA TURs. And then here's the missing EZA battle. I mean, it could be an LR. But we know that there's missing TUR slots right there. But I guess it could be this guy. Wait, I lost him. It could be this guy. It could. All right, well, let me know who you guys would like to see EZA. I think, man, I don't know. I think I would almost, I might be happiest if they gave us, I mean, as long as they're good, but like one of those batch EZAs that would have like a bunch of these guys in it. I think, well, not him, but like these characters, like if that was just like one like EZA, I think that could be pretty cool. Because that would really give us like some nice support options, you know, make it good. But I mean, these two would be a great EZA to kind of like end the celebration. Like we get the Part 2 LR, I don't know, let's just say it's Kid Buu, Part 2 LR, Kid Buu. And then, you know, the last part of the celebration would be these two EZAing and they're crazy. That would be fire. Let me know which characters you guys would like to see. But looks like we do have more EZAs coming in this celebration.